Hey everybody, Jimmy Smith. Apologies right off the bat if I look tired, because I am tired. I did my Pro Box TV post-fight gig for Devin, Haney, Ryan Garcia till 2 a.m. So I didn't get a ton of sleep. Anyway, but I'm here. So Ryan Garcia, Devin, Haney, man, so much to talk about this fight. For people who didn't see it, Ryan Garcia won despite being a gigantic underdog against Devin Haney, and the way he won was the left hook. Didn't win by knockout. Won by majority decision, meaning one judge thought it was a draw, the other two thought it was Ryan Garcia. Hurt him in round one, clipped him with the left hook. Haney starts coming back and won in like the next 3 rounds. And then in round number 6, he hurts him again with the left hook, drops him. First time in his career having Devin Haney been dropped. In round 7, where I'm going to spend some time here, round 7, he knocks Devin Haney down again early in the round. Referee made some horrible mistakes. And let's go over them. He knocks Devin Haney down, Ryan Garcia. Devin Haney is holding on for dear life. And Ryan Garcia is trying to push him away. He knows maybe 2 more punches and this fight's over. Haney doesn't know where he is. He's really, really hurt. And the referee kept saying break, but not really getting in there and separating them the way he should. Now, if you watch a post-fight show, which I encourage all of you to do on Pro Box TV, Paulie Malignaggi went on and on about this. He goes, you can't just say break and expect them, especially a hurt guy, to break. You got to physically do it. And as he's doing it, Ryan Garcia is kind of doing this, frustrated, and hits Devin Haney with a shot. They end up taking a point away from Ryan Garcia. Now, ultimately, the right guy won, so it didn't cost him the fight, but it gave Devin Haney another good 10 break, time, 1 point, and Devin Haney's getting his wits back. He's recovering. And I thought it was horribly handled because in a situation like that, where some guy is not just clinching, but clinching to save the fight, right? Clinching to save the fight. You have to be harder on him than the other guy. The other guy's trying to win by knocking his opponent out, which is what boxing's all about. So you can't be harder on Ryan Garcia. I mean, he hit the guy, and Ryan's doing this, like, to get this guy off me. And yeah, it was a shot he should not have thrown. And it deserved, hey, don't do that. I didn't think it deserved a point. And the timing of the point saved Devin Haney. Also, some people pointed out, because we did kind of a live chat thing for the Pro Box show, that he got knocked down 2 more times in that round, if I remember correctly. But they were considered pushes because he's holding on. I've seen knockdowns in that situation, meaning you're hurt by a punch, you kind of fall into your opponent, and they push you down. I've seen those called knockdowns before. Whether they should or should not have been called, it's a judgment call. I understand the referee not calling them slips instead of knockdowns. But there were 2 of them. Ryan Garcia is very frustrated. I can get this guy out of here if I just had the space that you as a referee are not enforcing. I thought it was a terrible job by the ref. And round 7, you could argue, could have been the end of that fight. No, it definitely could have. Whether it should have or not, it's tough. But very frustrating round if you're a Ryan Garcia fan, because I thought Devin Haney was a dead man walking at that point. And I really thought the referee bungled it. And what I love about working in boxing is I know a lot about boxing. I watch a lot of boxing. I'm not an expert like I am in MMA and other combat sports. And so I'm able to defer to the judgment of, I was with Timothy Bradley last night, Paulie Malignaggi, Chris Algieri, and Teddy Atlas. So, guys who know forgotten more about boxing this morning than I'll ever know. And, the idea that they really like the referee. They go, man, he's usually really good. They did think he kind of blew that 7th round. So we go on with the fight. And the interesting ebb and flow of this fight was Ryan Garcia would hurt Devin Haney, in some cases knock him down, and then Devin Haney would go back to his fundamentals and win rounds based on his jab and his technical proficiency and all this stuff. And then Ryan Garcia would hurt him and kind of win it back. The weird thing tactically, to me as an X's and O's guy, is Devin Haney got hit with the same punch from the first round to the last round. when he was hurt. He wasn't, hit with it all the time. He wasn't hit with it in every round. But the one punch he got hit with that changed the complexion of the fight was a left hook, the same left hook he got clipped with in round number 1. Now, in combat sports, period, MMA, boxing, kickboxing, what works in round number 1 should not work in round number 5. You should make adjustments to negate whatever it is causing you a problem. Easier said than done, I understand that. But, for other sports fans, it's like a football team running the same play from the first minute to the last minute. Great coaches don't allow that, right? They adjust so that play doesn't work anymore. You got to come up with something else. That's how sports works, right? If you let Steph Curry just sit behind the three-point line all day, you're going to get buried all day by the three-point shot. So it's this idea that Devin Haney, despite all his technical gifts and his boxing ability and blah, 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 never made the adjustments to avoid the left hook. And what I thought was brilliant is Chris Algieri put it out. He kept doing what they call the bow and arrow jab, which he would throw the jab and the hand would come back, obviously like a bow and arrow. And so he would do this with the jab. Well, bang, he get hit with the left hook. And he never stopped doing that. He never adjusted tactically. Also, Devin Haney's not a knockout puncher. Hasn't knocked anybody out since 2019. He's beaten, Maurice Prograis. He beat Vasily Lomachenko, all by decision. He just tends to win by decision. So the problem is when you fall behind because of somebody else's power punching and you need to maybe put somebody on their butt to, of course, knock them out if you can, but also get that 10-8 round, get that advantage back. You hit me hard, I'm going to hit you hard. You knock me down, I'm going to knock you down. Devin Haney didn't have that. He doesn't have the power to go, okay, in a slugfest where I need to knock somebody out. Not that I won't be technical, but that I need a knockdown. He wasn't able to pull that trigger. It reminded me a bit of Pat Curran, who was Bellator champ when I was there at 145 pounds. And he was so tight and technical and tactical, and which was great. It was very hard to open him up, very hard to hurt him. But when he would get ahead, it was hard to catch up to him. But when he would get behind, it was very hard for him to pull the trigger and get back in a fight by knocking somebody down or hurting him. He had trouble with that. And there was the same thing here with Devin Haney where, he's technical, tactical, good jab, all this stuff. But when it was like, okay, you're losing some 10-8 rounds, you got to put this guy on his butt. You got to get back with some power punches of your own. He didn't have that ability. He just didn't. Ryan Garcia, too, Teddy Atlas brought it up last night. He said, in fighting sporadically, right, Ryan Garcia lured Devin Haney into a false sense of security because he hurt him in round number 1, but then he lost the next 3 rounds straight. So you kind of went, okay, I got this. And then boom, once again, it was round number 6. He dropped him the first time. And he goes, okay, I'm all right. Gets out of round number 7 and starts winning rounds again. So it was almost like, all right, I'm okay. Rather than, oh, crap, I got to do something. So when Ryan Garcia wasn't landing the left hook, when he wasn't hurting Devin Haney, he wasn't winning rounds. Teddy pointed out last night, he goes, in rounds where he didn't hurt him, he didn't beat him. He never outboxed Devin Haney, right? So Devin Haney would suddenly, once again, get comfortable boxing and then bang, get hit again, end up right where he was, scrambling around trying to survive a round. And enough of those. I mean, Juan Manuel Marquez, Manny Pacquiao, famously, Marquez knocked down 3 times in the first round, came back to get a draw. I'm trying to think of a fight where someone got knocked down 3 times, never knocked their opponent down, and won. Can't, none of it, please, in the comment section, let me know. It's been a while, but I can't think of any. But same thing, when they were going to the final scorecard, the first one was a draw. The scorer for DAZN had it a draw. He thought Devin Haney won enough rounds to even out the rounds where Ryan Garcia knocked him down. One judge agreed with that. So as soon as we were at a draw, I went, okay, we might have a split draw here. Nope. The other 2 judges saw from Ryan Garcia, which I agree with. I really, how do you knock a guy down 3 times, almost finish him, and you don't win the fight? Especially when your opponent doesn't knock you down, doesn't dominate you in any particular round. It's hard for me to see. Now, scorecard-wise, that can happen. I didn't think it did. So the other side of it, the video I made about the mental health of Ryan Garcia, and is it real? Is it fake? The thing that I think people are misunderstanding partly is you can have mental health issues and win a fight. You can be a drug addict and win a fight. You can be severely injured and win a fight. I've seen all those things happen. So the fact that Ryan Garcia won, my nephew texted me after the fight. He goes, oh, see, all that stuff with Ryan Garcia was BS. No, he won. It doesn't mean he's not struggling with mental health issues, right? It catches up with you eventually, and it can affect training and affected the weight cut and all this stuff. But, you can win while doesn't mean that the mental health issues were false. He just won despite having them. And I've seen that happen. Once again, the fighters I talked about before, War Machine, Jason Miller, right? Mike Tyson, they won fights while dealing with all kinds of mental health issues. Doesn't mean they were fake. It means they won in spite of those issues. So the time will tell how bad Ryan Garcia is and what goes on with him and his future. Also, the weight miss. He missed weight by 3 pounds. And I'm not a great judge of boxing weight issues because they don't cut like wrestlers cut. They don't cut like mixed martial artists cut. I was talking to Chris Algieri about this last week. We were talking about Ryan Garcia's cut, and he was a wrestler. And I said, how do boxers cut weight? And he goes, they don't do it well. They don't do it like wrestlers do. They really don't know how. So they tend to kind of crash, do it kind of like a wrestler in high school would do it rather than a D1 wrestler. So they're kind of afraid of it. And so I can't really judge. Yes, 3 extra pounds can be a huge factor in a fight, for sure, especially when you get hit with power punches. How much the weight cut sucked up Devin Haney, he's not 140-pound size in MMA. He's way too small. So they were talking about Devin Haney, he hydrates back to like 165. Dude, there are guys in MMA that rehydrate back to 180 from 135. Right, Aljo, naturally walks around like 180, 185 pounds. So, how much did it take out of Devin Haney to cut the weight? Well, they don't cut weight like MMA guys cut weight. So I don't really know how much having to cut that extra weight sucked up Devin Haney. I don't know how much that 3 pounds really helped Ryan Garcia because I don't know what they walk around at. The math is a little different because wrestlers and mixed martial artists cut a lot more. So I can tell you what that's going to take out of you a little bit more. Was it a factor? Yes. Did it show a lack of professionalism for Ryan Garcia? Undoubtedly. When he goes, hey, I'm going to win. I don't care about that extra 3 pounds. Well, all right. Well, I don't know how if you're getting another fight at 140. So you got to go to 147. Who's there? Boots Ennis is there. Jaron Ennis. That would be interesting. 147 is not packed with talent right now. But it's going to be interesting what the future holds. But with Devin Haney, the idea that he couldn't make tactical adjustments to the same punch the whole time showed a difficulty in his style. And he did take a pretty bad beating that's going to take a while to recover from. So everybody's future right now kind of up in the air, but I'll be keeping an eye on it. I'll let you know what happens, and I'll react as it does. Appreciate you guys. Bye.